I am Slick Nick. Let's talk about weight training. Let's talk about body recomposition. Here's something I've noticed, and I guess you could say this is a follow-up, a sequel to a video I recently made where I said, if you're the kind of guy who has, huge chest, huge shoulders, you're big up here, but then you have a belly or you have stick legs, then that's ultimately a fail. I cannot relate to somebody like that. It's very important to me that when I'm at the gym, I'm spending the proper amount of time on all body groups. So for me, this is how I do it. Day number 1, I am doing all of my push exercises. On day number 2, I do all my pull exercises, and on day number 3 is leg day. But every day, I'm doing some sort of leg day. I'm doing squats pretty much every day or pushing the sled every day because it makes sense. Wouldn't I want to invest the most time in my legs? Because when you look at the human body, half of your body is your legs, and actually there's a lot of muscle mass in your legs, so don't you want to invest in that? So for me, it's always been obvious, all 3 body groups should be worked out equally. So I either work out 3 days a week or 6. And if I do that, I do a HIIT and a time under tension for both. So it's either 3 or it's 6. So as I'm at the gym, I've mentioned recently in a video, it's kind of fascinating and confusing that I see the same people every single day. And some of them, and I've been going for, a year and a half now, over a year and a half. I absolutely have had a complete makeover as far as it comes. If you need to know what I used to look like, go back to early 2020. Find a video from early 2020 and you'll see I looked a lot different. There was a lot more body fat on me at that time, and there was less muscle mass. I know you may look at me now, Nick, you look like you don't even have that much muscle. Well, fair enough, but I'm working on that. That's part of the body recomposition. That's why I have totally upped the number of grams of protein that I eat every day, complete protein. So I'm working on that, but I'm also focusing on losing maybe that last 5 pounds of body fat too. So it's a delicate balance, and I'm working through it. But here's the thing. What about those people who show up every day and they never lose the belly? They never have any muscle mass added to their legs. Maybe that's because that's what one of my sayings is, people find a way to do the thing that they really want to do. So they're apparently happy having a huge upper, stick legs and a belly. Apparently they're happy doing that because they're coming to the gym every day and that's not changing. They're simply maintaining what they've got. And apparently they're happy doing it. As for me, I'm very goal oriented. So I better see some change happening in myself if I'm going to go 3 to 6 days a week and commit to this and have a diet that matches it and still go on my walks after the gym. If I'm going to do all that, I better see the results. But what's interesting is, in addition to those people who keep the belly or their legs are still sticks despite all the muscles up here, another thing I've observed is there's people who really seem like they've never reached their fitness goal. Like, example, back when I started right before COVID at the gym, back when I weighed, 25 more pounds in fat than I do now. If I was still in that situation after a year and a half, then I would think, you know what? I'm doing something wrong. I need to change my ways. I need to change my strategy. So here's what I'm saying. There are people, as I've observed this, there are people who have the willpower. They have the dedication to show up every day at that gym. And as I put it on here, they have the diligence and the willpower, but no strategy. They're not willing to do anything different to reach their results, which I think is interesting because there's other people who have no willpower at all to have a body transformation. They think it'd be nice to lose 30 pounds, but then they're not going to commit anything to do it. They have no willpower to change what they're eating. They have no willpower to exercise. They have no willpower to go to the gym and do weight training. They have no willpower. And again, that's what's in their top 5. What's in your top 5? The 5 things that you are willing to dedicate the most time and energy for. And my top 5 is absolutely making sure that I'm fit and that I reach my goals. For some people, that's not what their goals are. And I accept that. That's their life, not mine. But it's interesting because if you don't have willpower, okay, I get it. You're not going to change. But there's people who are at the gym as much as I am. They have the willpower, they have the diligence, but they don't have the strategy. Now, I will say, why did it take this long for me to reach my goals? I mean, I met my initial goal, which was to go back down to a size 31 waist, and I'm here now. But I realized that there was a learning curve. There were months at the gym where I wasn't quite doing things right. I was still consuming way too many calories despite working out, and I was doing too much cardio. So I was really just burning carbs and the excess calories that I was having in these high calorie protein shakes. And I wasn't working out hard enough, and I also wasn't working out light enough. Time under tension versus HIIT. So now I know all those things, but I developed my strategy. So it's not just about being diligent and having willpower, but you also have to be open-minded to change your strategy. So let's fathom that for a moment. In closing, there are people who go to the gym 6 days a week like I do, and they never change. They never have any results. It's not for lack of willpower. It's not that they don't want it, but it's that mental change that they never thought, I need to change what I'm doing so that this actually pays off, which is actually similar to the people who have no willpower and they don't see any changes because they never do that. So it's a combination of having the mindset, the willpower from within, and it's also, I guess, from within, looking out, thinking, how are they doing it? How are those people reaching their goals? I mean, I've learned, I know now, ultimately, what's the best way for me? Average around 1850 calories a day. So like 1,850 a day is kind of the ideal goal. And for me to average somewhere between 150 and 170 grams of complete protein a day. If I do that, my body's having to work hard enough for me to burn off that protein, which takes more energy and actually increases your body temperature so that you have to burn off more calories just to digest and process that protein as compared to carbs, which you just burn through. So I've learned that you have to have enough calories, but not more than enough. Otherwise, you'll have too many calories and even the protein will be stored as fat, in essence. So what's the perfect amount of calories? For me, between around 1900. What's the perfect amount of protein? Between 150 and 170. And if I do that, pretty much this is a very consistent thing, and I'm getting what my body needs, and I'm still weight training so that that protein knows where to go. And of course, I'm also walking 30 minutes every day at least, which is going to be a way of having instead of high cardio, low cardio, because high cardio is just going to burn more calories, probably in the form of carbs, and ultimately cause you to be hungrier. So I would rather spend 30 additional minutes walking instead of running so that I don't get hungrier. Your comments belong right here.